Okay, so we are going to be talking about the Gringle story today. It's really exciting. It is our new storytelling unit. So I want to talk to you guys about this. So the very first thing you have to do in order for this to work is you have to take this extremely seriously. The more serious you take it, the more true you stay to the story, the better off it turns out. It actually is quite a bit of fun if you stay true to the story. If you treat it as a joke, it doesn't work out as good. Okay, so really, this is called suspending disbelief, and we do this in every story. If you're watching the Marvel movies and you know that there is no super soldier serum and you just don't believe in it, then Captain America doesn't make any sense, or that people can't fly in a suit and Iron Man doesn't make any sense. So you really just want to suspend your disbelief and you want to agree to the scenario that has been set up by our story. Okay, so this is called the Gringle story. That's how you pronounce that, Gringle. And this is a story that is very popular with my students. Um, I do this every semester, every class for sixth grade. And if you have older siblings out of this class and you mention the Gringle story, they will probably go, "Oh, that was so much fun," or "That was so cool." So that's what you want. You're going to really want to pay attention to this because this is a really cool storytelling experience. Okay, so the very first thing I want you to do is I just want you to listen. That's all you need to do is listen very carefully. Okay, so here is the Gringle story. You are a student, you're a kid, and you live with one parent in an isolated town with no weapons, no war, no violence, starvation, animal cruelty, or pollution. So you might call this like a utopia or like perfect society, or so you think. It's all you've ever known, and that's how you like it. There's also no connection with the outside world. In fact, you're not even aware that there is an outside world. You don't have phone, you don't have internet. It's not like these things were taken away from you. They just kind of never existed, so it's no big deal. Everybody works doing something that makes them happy, okay? And everybody works doing something that makes them happy and something you're good at. You've taken like your parent has taken some sort of test to kind of see that they what they're good at, and you do only things that make you happy and that you're good at. Um, there's no money involved or anything like that. So what everybody does is you work at something you're good at, and once a week, it's every Tuesday, this helicopter comes down and it's remote controls. There's no pilot or anything, and it drops some cargo, and that is all the supplies that your town needs for the week. Okay, and those supplies come weekly. It's clothes, food, whatever it is. And this is just how it's been going on since the beginning of time. No one ever remembers it anything differently. That's just how it's always been. Now, you might have caught something. You live with your parent, one parent. That's going to be important later. Also, these supplies come to where you are supposed to be. Um, when you were a kid, maybe you noticed that one kid had an accident and died or something, and their supplies kept coming even though that person was gone. Okay. In this society, this is the one last little weird thing about this society is everyone's birthday is on January 1st. Even your parents, all the kids in the town, everybody. There are only parents and kids, and then everybody just has one child, and all the kids are 11 years old. There's no younger siblings, no older siblings. Everyone's just 11 years old. Okay? That's the start of our story. Now, I want you to imagine it's September 1st in our town, and you're in school, and you have been given an assignment. And this assignment is to design and build a town. Now, this is going to be much more than just a class assignment. When this town is finished, you're not going to build it, you'll just do the design. But when it's finished, you will go and live there forever. Okay, so I'll read this again. So in September 1st, and the 11 years old are told to start designing a utopian dream town for them to start a new settlement. This is how the society works. The new settlement will be a perfect place for children with everything they could ever want, except the town will have no weapons, animals, vehicles, communication with the outside world. So it's the same rules as the town you're currently living in. And your supplies will, again, be delivered remotely every Tuesday. So they give you a plot of land. Okay. I'm going to show you guys this little plot of land here. So this is your plot of land. And if you look at this nice plot of land, it's similar to the town you grew up in. And there is some features that I want to go over with you. One is there is to the west, there's a raging whitewater river. Um, and the water is so strong, the current is so strong that it's as if the sea is as if the river is boiling, and you can just see a mist all the time. So it's nothing you could put a boat on or try to take or build a bridge over. It's a very strong river. To the east, there's a steep cliff with shark infested ocean. So if you look, the cliff is so steep and there's no path down, and there's sharks, and the water goes out. It's a beautiful, breathtaking view, but it goes out as far as the eye can see. To the north is a giant brick wall. Now it's 200 feet tall, 200 feet thick, and it goes 200 feet deep. It has electrified razor wire on the top. It is definitely for protection from something. We don't know what, but this giant wall, you can't see beyond it, obviously, because it's so high. And lastly, and probably most importantly, to the south, there's a dense forest. Now, this forest has something in it called the Gringle. It's a monster. You are told from the very beginning, do not go in the forest. The Gringle is there. No one has ever encountered the Gringle and lived to tell about it. Now you might ask, how does anyone know about it? But that's how these kind of legends are started, isn't it? So this is to the south, this plot of land. There's no fence in front of the forest, nothing. It's just a dense forest. And it's so dense that in the middle of the day, if you were to go into it, it would feel like it was nighttime. That's how thick this forest is. You're told very clearly to stay out of it. Okay, at this point, the class is going to build this town. So the teacher is going to now take you through and build this town. There is a CAMI assignment if you want to try it that way, where everyone can design their own town, and then you guys can come back to it, or you guys can just do this as a class.